Come on, come on. Hopefully this will work this time. Hmm. I think you joined twice somehow. I can't hear. Diana. Can you hear me? Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I heard you now. Oh my gosh. All right.
Mhm.
Hamilton. I've been waiting to say it.
Hamilton. Oh my gosh. Dude. Ah, I'm getting too old for this technology crap.
That's all right.
How you been? Good?
I'm good. How are you, honey? I miss you so much.
I know. I miss you too. Long time no see. I'm doing all right. I'm doing
No,
my
I mean,
thing.
we still chat and meme, and that means a lot to me.
Me too. Me too.
Diana, you've always treated me like a sister, like a big sister, and you've always been there for me, and I appreciate it, especially since
Aw.
I mean, if you watch one of my older videos when I talk about like the t around the time that I started working at our old company that I met you, like I was going through like one of the worst times of my life, and I probably never properly explained that to you or thanked you because I was like broken when we first met. I really was.
I couldn't tell. We had I couldn't tell. We had such fun. And it was, oh my God. I never cried so much out of laughter my whole life.
That's why they broke us up and separated us. They were
I
like, "Oh,
know.
we were having so much fun."
I know. You know I still have my Don Knotts, right? I didn't take that nowhere.
I
That's the
You still have Don Knotts. Don Knotts. If that man ever knew, may he
time every time something was going down, here's what you'd see.
just when we put this stuff on a stick, oh, they knew we were trouble.
It was rough.
Oh man. Oh, you're making me cry for good reasons.
I had the best times, and one of the other things that was really funny to me, we were always we were always really good together. But one of the things that was funny to me was when we went to the Chinese buffet or whatever, and we were talking about a coworker who's always on the go, and her husband would show up in photos, and we're like, blink really fit, blink a whole lot if you have a problem.
Are you okay? Like, does he got some
Okay.
hostage, man? Yeah. Yes.
Are
Yeah.
you okay? You good?
Like that's it. Like, do you
Blink
go
a
to the
lot, blink
bathroom
a
a
lot
lot?
if you need help.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They came up with this thing for a reason. Like that girl. Yes. Yeah.
Right, I'm on it.
You know who I still meme with and talk to? Like I don't talk to him, but Bo Diva.
Oh really?
Bo Diva. I keep up with Bo Diva because I need the dirt, baby.
Oh, I mean, that's the best place to get it.
I
And if you
know. I
can't,
mean, mad love to
it
him.
it comes with antics and personality and everything else. So
And
if
the
you
truth,
want some shite, that's right.
and the
Learn
truth.
it.
Learn it, commit it to memory. Oh, the seriousness of this topic is going to be so heartbreaking because we're having such a good time, and I'm so sorry, Diana.
So let me just start out. Let me just start out by saying something. When you approached me about this, um, I want to give you a little bit of not so much background, but things I've learned thus far, just to start out with. Never be sorry when you need to ask questions like this about a topic. Um, you may know this, maybe other people don't know this, but I'm going to cry no matter what. It doesn't matter. It's just love that doesn't have anywhere to be. So it's not something that is um does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts. I'm not going to tell you it doesn't, but it's also memories. It's also don't ever be ashamed. I'm not. If I got to break down in the middle of some damn place, that's exactly what the hell I'm going to do.
Well, I guess maybe I should like do a mini time out there and because I didn't like do any intro here or anything, and
Go
usually
ahead.
I talk to special needs moms. You're not a special needs mother for this topic.
Correct.
Your son tragically died of an accidental drug overdose. This is
Mhm.
my version that I am aware of because I was there with you, your friend at that time. I mean, I'm still your friend, but
Thank you.
you're welcome. Um, that, this young man was tragically lost doing what every teenager does. Something that they're hanging out with their friends, experimenting, having a good time, and
Mhm.
died of an accidental drug overdose. And
Right.
so I definitely want to, talk about it because I want to involve all moms, not just special needs moms, moms at every level of life and living, and adult children, young children. I'd love to just talk to mom. I love to talk, so but I
That
love
was the
to
perfect thing for you.
I love to listen. I love people's stories. I always have, and I've always um I don't know, not to be like a collector of stories, but I just always have had this like love of humanity and love
Amen.
and appreciation and want to like shed light and love to people that may not have an outlet or a voice for that. And I mean, even if it's just the little old lady at the bus stop, it's like they have something cool to tell you. It might be heartbreaking, it might be hilarious, but I want to hear it. So,
I will say that if I had a support group at the time that I knew, because Nathan was bipolar. So he went from one extreme to another, and it was way more than obvious. But I didn't know how to get help for that, nor did I really know that he had it until way later. It was too late. So in that sense, I am a special needs mom. I just didn't know it. It's not, it's still it was a mental thing. And
yes.
it it kept him from being in the military, which he wanted to do very badly. He would go, no matter where we were, if he saw somebody in military uniform, he would salute them and thank them for their service. It really crushed him that he couldn't go because of his illness. So I am a special needs mom, but I didn't know it at the time. And so now we're dealing it with it like this. And it's super tragic. I miss him all the time. Um, he was a really good-hearted kid. He liked to laugh. at his funeral, a lot of the elderly people in his neighborhood came to me and said, you know, that boy brought me um, groceries and stuff like that all the time. Um, he had a hard time living with his father, which I don't like to call him that. I have another term.
We called him sperm donor, from what I recall.
Yes, ma'am, sperm donor it is. And uh he too was
Yes, if you gotta swear, swear. I don't care.
all right. Well, let's just say that he had his own mental issues and he was using drugs heavily and it caused Nathan
Allegedly,
to,
for entertainment purposes only. Go ahead.
yeah, and correct. And so it caused Nathan to have to leave in the middle of the night because he was on a rampage. He would sleep in his friends' backyards. He had a girlfriend whom he would go to that had a dad that was pretty overbearing, as far as I was aware. And he stepped in numerous times for her too. But the stories that came out at the funeral really, um, I was really proud of him, really proud of him. So, but yes, he died. He was, I'm just gonna tell you, he was doing heroin. Um, and he wasn't, I found out later that he wasn't needling it or anything. He was sniffing it. He was crushing it and sniffing it. Um, he had told me that he had um made done several things, in his short little life there. He was 19 when he passed, and um, this one got him because this one happened to be laced with fentanyl. Um, and there was some other surrounding issues with regards to the place that he passed away in. Uh, they moved his body upstairs before calling the paramedics because they didn't want to get caught with all the stuff in their basement. Um, so consequently, could he have been revived? I'm really not sure because I don't know how long they left him there down there by himself. Um, and had that not been there, I was told that he would not have passed because he did not take enough to OD just from heroin alone. So yeah, I also found out he had an enlarged heart, which was surprising to me. And a lot of the court stuff and a lot of the things I was asked over the course of the year after he passed, um, I set a lot of records straight. I was
Would
not quiet.
expect nothing less. That's why I love you.
I am the dragon.
You are.
I will
You're
always,
strong.
I will always be a dragon. It's never going to change.
You're Diana, you and my mother were so similar, and that's why I like immediately bonded to you because you are badass like my mother, and it gives me strength that I'm like, these women showed me the ropes and how to handle some business, don't take any shit, but also give a little grace and give a little bit of like, you know what, here's how it's gonna go down. We could either do it the cool way or we could do it the way that you're gonna hate me for the rest of your life, but we're doing it this way.
If it's my job, if it's my job to make sure that regardless if you hate me or not, I'm steering you in the right direction, that's exactly what we're going to do. You
Yep,
can hate me all you want, but at the end of the day, I won't steer you wrong.
correct. Right. Lead me, follow me, or get the f out of my way.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I,
I might throw a punch at this point, I may dislocate something, but I'm still pretty good at it. So I take my battles with me wherever I go, It's all right. It's all right. And he knew that too. And I had a dream many, many years ago. Many. I was a teenager, still living in my parents' house. And I had a reoccurring dream. I think I told you, but I'm not sure if I did.
you did, and I'm so glad you brought it up.
Um, And
This
it
dream
was,
has haunted me, by the way. So prepare to be haunted for life when you hear this. I know what you're going to say. Scared the
yeah,
shit out of me even then.
yeah. I was living in a home by myself. It was a ranch house. I had a tree in the front yard. My front yard isn't as big as it is now, but nonetheless, when I came home that evening, the lights in my yard looked like lights that were coming up from the ground, just lit up everywhere like rope lighting. And I'm like, yeah, crap. I know what's gonna happen. So I walk in, and to the left of me is a galley kitchen, and to the front of me is stairs to the basement. To make a really long story short, because I don't want to
No,
get too
tell it,
dramatic.
Diana. We have time.
Tell it.
Tell
Okay.
it, girl.
All right. So I walk in. I already know something's amiss. I'm already on it. I already, spidey senses tingling. And I walk around the house. I go downstairs. There's a cat there, a black cat, which, by the way, I love black cats, so don't worry about that.
And you
And
told me this dream before this happened, by the
yeah,
way. About a
yes,
year before this went down, you told
yes,
me this dream and I was horrified. Go ahead. I'm
yes.
sorry, honey. I'm just saying.
No, that's okay
So
because
like
you're
the
one of the
point of like,
few.
hey, I remember before this even happened, you telling me this dream, and when everything went down, I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yep.
Sorry.
When he was born, it scared me because that dream never left me. So when he was born, I'm like, oh crap, it's him. So go downstairs. The cat turns into this big, huge. I know I don't have a cat in this dream, so I know something's. I know to be prepared anyway. But I knew that cat wasn't who it was supposed to be. So that's what I said to it. I'm like, I know you're not a cat. Just take care of your business. What are you doing here and what's going on? And the entity decided to be an asshole and try to scare the piss out of me. And I'm like, no, no, not today. Because if I was in mortal danger, it would have already happened by now because of my dreams prior and the things that I do. So you just sit back there, get back in your cat-like reflex crap, and knock it off. I'm not, it's not happening today. So it did. It settled back into its little black kitty cat. And I went back upstairs and I already, spider sense is already going off. I decided to do dishes. And this man stands next to me, whom I know there's no man in my house, but I also know who I was talking to. And he decided to converse with me and trying to tell me that he wasn't bad and that he doesn't lie, he doesn't do anything like that. And I'm like, yeah, well, if you don't lie, how many kids am I going to have? His answer was two, but one will die. Now for years that haunted me because it stuck with me for a very all my whole life, because I couldn't figure out if he was telling me I was going to have three children, one would die making two, or if I was having two children, one would die making one. But he said I would have two and one would die. When my first two sons were born, I didn't have any inkling about them as far as that dream was concerned. But when I gave birth to my third son, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I didn't know when it was coming. So I went on with my life, and fast forward 19 years, my son's having a hard time. I'm dealing with the sperm donor being a piece of shit and trying to get him to come live with us. But by that time, he had lived pretty much growing up by himself because the sperm donor was never around. There was never food in the house. Nobody was allowed over. The house was always closed down with shades and everything because he was tweaking, blah, blah, blah. On his 18th birthday, yeah, I have to digress, not 18, 19 years, 18 years. On his 18th birthday, the sperm donor woke him up that morning, threw all kinds of empty boxes in his room and told him, get the fuck out your mother. has stopped paying your rent. So he came to be with us, which didn't work out very well because he's not used to people telling him what to do, and he had a hard time. And he wasn't medicated, and he refused treatment for his bipolar.
And being
So I
18,
didn't
there's nothing you can do.
know. And I didn't know what level bipolar he was on. I just know that it was bad. But I didn't know, there's different levels, blah, blah, blah. So I tried to reason with him and everything. Stuff blew apart, kind of, sort of. It didn't go very well here because I'm a dragon, and rules and regulations need to be met to a certain degree, and it wasn't happening. So he finally left and he went to live with his friends who were possibly clean, and they weren't. And he was still hanging around a city that was notorious for all that stuff that he grew up in. So one day he come over, and this was probably a week before my birthday in July. And he came over to get his mail, and I cleaned his clothes and all that business. And he had bought a car, so he uh, let me look at his little new car. And we had asked him to stay for dinner. And he actually really thought about it. Like it was evident that he was mulling it around in his head. Like he didn't know what decision to make. He turned us down, and I went to give him a hug goodbye, and I hugged the stuffing out of him just like I always do. And the ferrets were getting out of the fence that I made in the house. So I had to stop hugging him to grab them first and put them back where they belong because they were being
Ferrets. If you've seen
yeah,
a ferret,
I
you know
mean,
how they act. They
yeah,
jump in
they
bags and
they
they're
were
crazy.
they were trying to get into everything, and they
They're
were like, "Oh,
crazy. They're
we can get
fun.
over this fence." Woo. So I put them back, and my son was going to leave, Nathan was going to leave, and he says, and I said, "Wait a minute, I'm not done." And I gave him a second hug, and I told him how much I loved him, and then on his way out the door, I told him, "My birthday is Saturday. Are you coming?" And he says, "Yes, Mom." And he always came to everything for me. Um, that Friday, I came into work, and my coworkers had a birthday party for me, and they decorated my because that was a Friday, my birthday was on Saturday. No, had to be, yeah, on Saturday. And I went out and did my power walking like I did every day at lunch. And I came back and I got a call from my phone was blowing up the whole time I was walking. And I didn't want to, I was like, had no clue. And I was like, I don't know what this is about. So I finally get into a space in the office and took a call, and it was the sperm donor. And he told me, and I'm like, yeah, well, where is he? It's your fault, and I want to know where he is. He went into a rage. Oh, everything's my fault. You don't do no blah 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 blah. And he hung up on me because he didn't know where he was. I go, you don't even know where he is. So I walked back to my manager's cubicle, and she was going to blow me off like usual because she had other things going on. And I looked at
Wait,
her and
was
I
this
grabbed,
after you were in tax?
what's that?
Were you in tax then? Was I
Yeah,
already at
yeah,
Metro? Because I can't, like, the time's so jumbled to
yeah,
me. That's
yeah.
what I thought. Because I remember all of this, but I'm like,
Yeah, you weren't there.
I wasn't there, but somebody called me and it was Friday. I don't remember somebody called me
Did
and
they?
yeah, like I found out like right after you did.
Well,
Like,
she had to make a big thing about it, which pissed me off because when she went to blow me off, I'm like, no. I grabbed her arm. I go, not this time. Get your ass up out of your damn chair, and we need to go into another room.
yeah.
And the whole way, I'm trying not to make a scene, and she's going, "What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter?" And finally, I stop and I said, "My son's dead. Can we go in another room now?" So her and Sue, uh, Angie and Sue went into Jen's office with me, and Sue decided to start calling around because I told him I didn't know where he was. So we called the hospitals, and then from the hospital, we learned he was at the morgue. And then from the morgue, um, my husband came to pick me up because I they wouldn't let me drive home. Um, and I called our family funeral people that have been doing funerals for our family for long, long time, generations. Told him where he was and that they went and picked him up. So the next day they called me and said, we have him here. He's okay. As if what's
I know, but
gonna
it
happen.
is
I mean, what's
like
he gonna do? Walk off the table? What the hell? And
but yeah, but I feel like they were just trying to give you some comfort like we got him.
definitely,
We're gonna we're
absolutely.
gonna take care of your baby.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how it felt to me too. But it's hindsight that I make a joke. So uh they I made an arrangement to go there and it just happened to be on my birthday. So we picked out everything and then the one thing they told me was, well, you know, we need his father's signature for cremation. And I said, why? He was 19 at that time and emancipated at 18.
Hmm.
And they're like, no, we have to have it. So, of course, the sperm donor wouldn't come down. And finally, I had one of my other sons call him and tell him what a piece of shit he is and get his fucking ass down there and sign it.
I felt like it was Ian, but I'm making a guess.
You know, Ian's a great.
I was like it had to be Ian to go handle that business because that's who I
Yeah.
would have called too.
Yeah. Well, he was there. Ryan and Ian were both there. We all went together.
Yeah.
We ended up having to pay for everything, and the sperm donor paid nothing.
You know, honestly though, it's like, would you want I wouldn't have wanted. I would have been like, no, I don't want anything from you. Nathan
Um,
wouldn't want anything from you in my outside perspective.
I, here's my thought about it. It showed what kind of father he was because he got one more chance to do something as a dad and he didn't do it. And yet I still gave him the opportunity to do so. So for me, I felt I did the right thing.
Absolutely.
What he decided on his part was just as whatever. Um, so, his friends came, everybody came, and um, I was quite grateful for the turnout. He touched a lot of lives. And
Can I tell you the clearest memory I have of Nathan? And
yeah,
it's just like a random, one-off because he was a young guy and I didn't like interact with him, but I came to visit you at as I always said, your palatial estate. I came to the
that
Diana compound.
it's the compound,
You
yep.
do have like a gigantic like acreage. Like you do have a great house and great property. I digress.
Thank
So
you.
I came to visit the compound and he was sitting there watching Archer. And every time I see Archer, every time I think of Nathan. Every time. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is, but my brain just clicked with him and that TV show. And I just remember him like busting up laughing. Like we just sat there
Yeah,
and watched like two episodes of Archer. We just had a fun time and we were just vibing and chilling. And then, he's like 18 and he's like, see you guys later, bye, but
yeah,
it's like a very
yeah,
vivid memory of him I have.
yeah, yeah. And I'm glad you have a good one. I mean, I have torturous ones. I have really great ones. Um, After this year, on the 14th of July, is going to be 10 years.
Yes.
Um, at this stage of the game, I don't think about him all the time, but he's with me all the time, if that makes sense.
Of course.
I'm far enough along in my journey that I think I have more good feelings about him than bad, whereas before it was all the torture and the shit that went down.
Diana, my perspective, just being your friend, but somebody that also was your coworker, and I was there and I witnessed like when you're talking about his dad throwing him out, and I remember you just like frantically trying to be a mom and get mom stuff done. It would be like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I remember you being like, I found out my son slept in a car last night, like, and you were on a mission to make sure that like he had a place to be, he had a place to stay. And I think the other part of the situation that you went through with your child was, and stop me if I'm going too far, but people don't understand like the contentious divorce, manipulation, financial abuse, amongst many other abuses, and where women like us get stuck in situations and we're lucky to walk out with the shirt on our back, and how easily a, a small amount of a guy having money and capability to outlawyer you and run you through the mud. I mean, I know that, and yes, I have a bias because you're my friend, but also I'm a mother too, and believe me, I it's every mother's fear of like you know having a backup plan and having something on the backbone of another woman who went through a bad time and basically imparted to you some wisdom of like, hey kid, no matter how good or bad things may be in your life, make sure you have a little something for yourself if you have to pack up and go. And that's
Mhm.
not something that was imparted on your generation for sure, because it was,
You
nobody.
made your bed, lie in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Stay no matter what. And it's like, nope, we can't. We can't do it.
I also have a wonderful husband
Yeah,
now.
you do now.
Yeah, we now and that helped out a lot to have support like that because my husband now we're going to be married 23 years. So um I could not have asked for any better of a stepdad and Nathan got to know him too. He was only 5 when Rowdy came into our lives. Um so it that helped out a lot. And I also had to deprogram quite a bit because I was on survival mode all the time.
People
So
might hear this and think you're being hyperbolic, and it's like, no,
no,
no, I can firsthand attest to like when you say a strong word like deprogramming, like you actually mean it. And I just want to clarify that for somebody that's watching this to be like, you know, no, Diana is like a very straight shooter, for lack of a better term.
right.
How what you see is what you get. How it's
That's
presented
it.
to you is that's what's up. And she's never going to sugarcoat it, but she's not going to tell you something that didn't happen.
Right.
So,
Right. And
yeah.
I appreciate that you get that from I always somebody always asks me I'm at a different job now and somebody always was asking me why do you want to pers uh, have people perceive you as a dragon? Why a badass? Why? And
Because
I
I
said to
am.
them, because when they get to know me, well, when they get to know me, I'm not. But you know what? Knock me around a couple times and I will hook something up for your ass. But um it's because I told them it's because it's easier to portray a bad motherfucker than it is vulnerability.
This is something that I used to tell my mom too, and I've told my she's actually my ex-sister-in-law, but I got her in the divorce and I claim her every day. Um, I always say dignity grows back. You lose your dignity, but it grows back spiky. And I have really been a big proponent of like I think that's why you're a dragon now because your dignity came back and it's a shield and it's spiky and you don't fuck around and neither do I. I mean, who I was when you met me and who I am today, like I feel like we would be even better like we're 2,500 miles apart now. I feel like we would be even better friends today because I've grown and changed a lot. I was still a genuine person and a good person then, but I was a single lady. I was living my life a different way. I was doing my own business. And now that I've got some mom knock life years behind me and a deeper appreciation for just the beauty of being a woman and being a mother and being living that struggle and not having my own mom here anymore and not to have her here to see my children and not be able to call her and be like, Mom, I'm first of all, I'm so sorry that you went through the shit you went through, but like how did you survive, dude? I don't understand. So and somebody like you, Diana, it's like I know. I only on like a surface level know a lot of what went down with you as you've confided in me over the years, but it's like that's something I've always been like, how did you get up in the morning? How?
The same way you would, because you have that strength too. I know that. I've known that forever. We have, you told me one time, you'll probably remember this. You told me one time that I was trying to figure out a song, and the group was, um, oh gosh, did I just lose it? Please hold. Uh, what was it? Depage? What's in the group was that's the group name, and I told you was something. Anyway, I gave you a few lines of the song, and I'm like, I don't know who sings that. DeBarge?
Okay.
DeBarge? Anyway, and you said the name of the band like right away, and I looked up at you and I go, yeah, that's it. And you go, bitch, you raised me. That's it. You're who raised me. I know who you're talking about. My mom does, says say your personality is who raised me.
It's
And
true.
it was yeah, and the fact that we're both named
Named
Diana was
Diana.
yeah, was even more so. And I was lucky enough to meet her one time when we all went to wherever the heck we went to that one time.
I think we went to that Christmas party where
Could be.
I won't say her name, but she showed up wearing that dress and everybody was like,
No.
"Why is she dressed like a S&M worker tonight?" I mean, and like I look, I've been on a journey. I've been on a weight loss journey. You've known me when I was at my heaviest weight, and you
Yeah.
saw me go through other stuff. And yes, I've been on Zepbound for a year now, and I lost more weight. And but that's me, and that's nothing that I'm trying to walk outside and in my full S&M gear and let everybody know. Like I'm not showing up to a work event like like that lady did. It was like embarrassing. But I mean, like that's
Um,
like I know that's exactly what the night was because my mom went with me to that one, and
yeah, yeah, we went somewhere, and so it's funny. Like I say, we have a lot of history together, and I don't feel that you're any different than your mom or me. I think you have just as much um fire in you should something happen to one of your kids. I really don't think you're going to be sitting there going, "Oh gosh, should I break down?" Let me tell you, I
ironic you bring that up. I just made a video that I had to make private for the sake of my dear friend, but I'm going to actually re-record it and take out the bits about what went down. But my friend's son was abused by a school teacher. It's been all over the news here. And yeah, I had a very similar conversation with my husband and I said, "Honey, I don't know the truth of what I would do. I would probably be in jail."
the thought had crossed my mind. I have fantasized over the years over many things of what I would like to do to my ex. Um, I failed to see. Look, I, you know, let me just say this much too, because I did want to touch on a similar sidebar subject. Um, that whole time while it was new to me that my son was gone, I slept with his dirty clothes in my bed. I hung his pungent socks on my wall. They're still there today, but they're not pungent anymore. Um, I was not in any way, shape, or form the person you see before you. I had to come back to that because I worked so hard for a very long time trying to do the right thing by him and get him out of the situation. And I was just kept getting fought tooth and nail from the sperm donor. And my husband too. You know, we were a team, but um, I don't know how long. I know it took over a year to stop crying every day. I know that. Uh, and I don't know how long it took before I stopped being mad and upset and hurt and the loss and the pain and wanting to go see him and where is he? I can't feel him. How come I can't feel him, but I can feel everybody else? Um, that son of a gun kept knocking off the paper towels in the kitchen every time. For the longest time, man, that dude would knock them off, and they were high up on a cabinet that had a what do you call it
A
to
lip
it?
on it.
Yeah, it was a lip. Yeah, that they there's no way they could just come down, you know. And
No,
he would knock them
I
down.
think I know the cat. Is it the one with like that,
It's
like
not scallops. They look like molding,
okay,
crown molding.
yeah, yeah.
And that boy would knock that shit down all the time. And I'm like, dang, Nathan, in the middle of the night for you. And he let me know he was around from time to time when I settled down. I talk to him all the time. I know he's around it, but all this stuff took a long time. And like I said, you know, I don't want to over glorify anything or make little of anything. I was a holy hot fuck mess. There was no part of me that was there. I just wasn't. And yet I had to be there for my other two sons because they were going through hardships. We all have statues in which I put his ashes in. Um, I still have him. Um, funny story. And I'm sorry for going all over the place, but it just stuff pops in my head.
Have you met me? Go for it.
I know, baby. I know. You're just gonna follow me until I fall right off that cliff and then go, I'm coming. Okay.
I'm coming at
So
you.
I'm coming right now. I forgot the backpack. Oh, so I'm just gonna jump. So at the funeral, you have waves of when you're present and when you're not. And I just really had a hard time leaving his casket. I really had a hard time. I just knew, and the boy cut his hair, man. He shaved his hair. And I was like, damn it, son. When I saw you, you just had long hair. Who the hell shaved your damn head? Oh, pissed me off. Must have got a haircut or they did it at the autopsy. I don't know, but I've not seen that before where they've anyway, bottom line is I'm like, I can't even get any hair from this boy. So I'm fiddling around with them, making sure that I had to purchase the week before I had to purchase all his clothing. That was hard. I had to go and purchase the spray for his casket because we rented the casket so his friends could say goodbye. So, like the mother I am, I'm over there making sure that his shoes are okay and everything's good, checking out his clothes, blah, blah, blah. Like I should have just had him in jeans and a t-shirt, but I dressed him up. Anyway, so I'm fixing everything and I put in his toy green army soldiers and I put in his hard candy. He liked like now and laters and watermelon. I forgot what the other one is, but they were hard candies, and I put those in his casket too, so he could have stuff on his way home. Little bag or something. And stupid me, I had press on nails. And I looked down and I'm like, oh fuck, one of them popped off, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's probably in the probably in the casket with him. So I had to go look around. I go, baby, I'm really sorry. Mama's got to come here. I can't.
You can take me literally. I was about to burst into tears from the green soldiers and a fucking nail. Damn it. You know, a nail popped off on my finger in front of Dana, of all people, and she has never forgot that shit. Every now and again, she'll be like, I know about that. Like, she'll bring up a fingernail, like, fuck.
Well, you know what kills me about it though is because not only am I okay, now I'm horrified, right? I have no I have no problem at this point at the time. I had no problem jumping right in that casket with him and look for my nail and tell him to could you just
You
step
broke it.
aside? Yeah, mama's got to see. Just let me see what I'm doing. So I was like, oh, I did
Yeah.
look around. I go, baby, I'm sorry, baby. And I go, I know he's standing right at the end of the casket laughing his fucking ass off.
Oh my God.
So I couldn't find it. And I had to send him for cremation.
Oh,
And I started passing him around. He went to his friend who joined the military.
oh,
I
come on.
got a AK-45 bullet and I put him in there and I put it on a chain and I gave it to his friend to take him jumping from they were doing airplane jumping. Uh and his funny story was, you know what? He was an asshole when he was alive and he's an asshole now. I go, what the hell happened? And he goes, I take that boy with me, make sure he had showed me the picture and everything, showed him dropping out of the sky and all that. And he goes, that son of a bitch, the only time I fucked up is when he's with me. I had to leave him in the barracks the next day. I go, that's my boy.
He wanted to let you know, but thank you. I mean, like he got to like Diana, that's beautiful.
Oh, it's
He got
so
to go do a
funny.
military event. Like That's
He's
beautiful,
still,
Diana. That hurts
he's
my
still,
soul.
no, he's still with me. That's the point. And I still do things for him. And I still, here's another funny story. See, all this stuff wouldn't have come had we not talked now. If it was before that, I would have been a total fucking hot mess. When he was little, he was a redhead. And as he grew up and started into puberty and everything, I was never a shy mother. Okay. I was never like, oh my God, your hoo-hoo is out. No. I'd be like, damn it, stop whacking off in the bathroom. There's three other people waiting to go. So,
Oh, in your room.
yeah. So I grew you a pair. Just use them and get out. Anyway, so
And I'm gonna have to remember that.
yeah. So he's coming out of the bathroom and stuff, and I looked at him. I go, son. I go, I have not seen you since you were a very little boy, and I want to know, do the drapes match the carpet? because because my first son, they're all of Irish descent, and my first son has super dark hair and big blue eyes, and my other son is sandy brown red on the top and a full ass red motherfucking beard. And Nathan was just red head to toe. There was no different colors or nothing. And that boy, without even messing around, because they know who their mama is. So, dude, he immediately drops his trousers and his and his undies, and he goes, "Any questions?" I go, "Nope." Good thing
Oh,
I've
did
seen it
they?
many times.
I need closure. Did the carpets match the drapes?
I mean, dude, your brothers have all this. They have red in there, but they're different, and for him to be a full blown ginger with blue eyes is rare anyway. But um, yeah, so they match. Just in case anybody wants to know. But he's with me all the time. Um, Sometimes I feel him. Sometimes my ear will ring, and
Hmm.
I'll know somebody's there. Whether it's him or spirit guides or anybody, I'm not sure, but I always dedicate that to him. Um, I talk to him like he's still here. I don't ever negate his existence.
Hmm.
So it's not like he's not. I will talk with anybody about him because I'm at that point in my life. Whereas before I didn't even know my own name. He called me, check this out, um, at the court hearing for the two guys that were involved in getting those drugs for him. They were sentenced and they did serve time. Um, the detective had confiscated his cell phone,
Okay.
and I still have I took a photo of it, screenshot. Nathan's number came up and was calling me, and I froze to the point where had it done happen now, I would have had more about me and would have answered the phone and go, "What the hell are you doing? Are you okay? What's going on? Where are you at?" You know, Knowing he's gone, but knowing he was trying to communicate. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, "What are you doing?" I was so um frozen in time when I saw that it was his picture and his name that was calling my phone. That I did take a screenshot of it, and I called the detective and I said, "Are you Nathan's phone called my phone. So what are you guys doing? Did you have to take it apart and, find out where he's been and all that business, to figure it out? And he goes, no, it's in my desk drawer. So
Okay.
that's not, so, yeah.
So
So,
they
and I
came. Did
showed
you
him,
have like a outgoing call?
yeah. So I showed him the screenshot, you know, and so many things have happened. I know he sat on the bed with me after he left. I felt it. I felt the bed dip.
Hmm.
Uh, my back was facing towards the empty side where he sat down. And I told him, I know it's you, but I don't want to turn around because I don't want you to leave.
Yeah.
So I laid there for the longest time until I felt the depression come back up. Uh, I have been to mediums who I speak with, uh, one in particular that I use a lot. Our dogs passed away shortly after that one from internal, something happened to his organs. It was shortly after he passed. And I told him to go see Nathan, go find Nathan. And then the other one passed away a year later from cancer. And I told him the same thing. Not too long ago, the medium I speak to, um, told me that he's making a big deal about dogs. And I'm like, okay, well, we have four of them. And she goes, no, that's not what it is. And I said, oh, he
Is
has
it
Zeus and
Zeus and
Apollo.
Apollo?
Yeah, he has Zeus and Apollo. So I was happy with that. So I don't know, I'm rambling, but
No, you're not.
it's a it's a it's it's a rough ordeal, but I have a really good husband. My kids are supportive when I need them to be. They were very supportive then. My husband's family was very supportive. My dad gave me my first hug since I could ever remember. And I was almost like, what the heck? Get off of me. Who are you? And what'd you do with my dad? Because that generation does not hug and say nothing.
Right.
You're just supposed to know. Um,
If they palm you a $5 bill, you're like, okay, you love me.
Even so, it is at that. I mean, he was a raging alcoholic, and the problem with him is that he was mean. Like when I get snockered, and my preference is Jack, Black Label Jack, and I shoot that straight. But that's another thing. I have. He told me to knock that shit off, but I haven't done it yet. Um, I'm a happy drunk, man. I'm a happy drunk.
Same.
I'm really happy. I don't have no cares in the world. Now, if you want to come say something, that's different. But I mean, as far as like regular shit, I'm cool.
I catch these
I
hands,
don't start
I'll give them
nothing.
to you.
Yeah, I don't slack nobody. That's what Ian used to say. Do you have a good day at school, Ian? Yeah, Ma, I didn't slap anybody. Damn good. That's damn good. And all the other all the other
Damn
preschool
good,
parents are
buddy.
looking. Yeah, all the other preschool parents are like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Oh, baby, I'm so proud of you. Come
I
on,
mean,
let's go
he
home, get some
didn't.
ice cream." I mean,
You'd be happy too. He was cool
it was a
today.
thing. It was a thing, man.
Yeah.
So I hope somebody got something out of it. I like the fact that you asked me to come and open up because I don't always get a chance to. His angelversary is coming up soon, and I didn't celebrate my birthday for the longest time because I just couldn't. I was upset.
I know. And I I always
Now
wish
I'm
you
cool.
happy birthday, even though I know because your birthday is still important and I still celebrate you, even though it's surrounded in heartbreak. But that's another thing, like my mother dying like 4 days before her birthday, and then her funeral was like her viewing was on her birthday. Which side note is also Dana's birthday. We love us some Dana. She hasn't been on here yet, but Dana. Anyway, poor Dana, she came to my mom's service on her birthday, and I was like, "You a real friend, girl." Um,
That was nice.
but yeah, it's like it sucks the first few years, but I always kept that in mind of like I'm always going to celebrate my Diana and make sure that, despite the heartache surrounding that time, that I'm proud of you and I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're in my life and I mean, we've been in communication over the years. I mean, though my husband and I left Ohio in 2018, like we've still maintained a good friendship and
Mhm.
you were there for me in moments that I didn't have other women and I came to you like when I was first having my son and it was like I didn't have really anybody to lean on for like a little bit of like mom encouragement and for a while but
Yeah,
just somebody that knew me and could be like you're gonna be okay and you did that for me and I
I'm really glad. I'm really glad. It makes me feel good that, when we get together, I know you talk about us like sisters, and I feel that too, although I feel sometimes a little bit maternal over you. So, uh,
well I
I'm
remember
really,
when we very first met you were like I'm not your mother.
right.
I'm
I'm
not
not
your
your mom.
mother. I'm like your aunt. I like a big sister, and I always remembered that. And I've never,
Yeah,
I mean, I've felt that way about you too, but I've never put you in that frame.
maternal.
I've kept you, you know, we're even, but you've walked that road ahead of me. And I yelled
Right.
to you, what bump did you just knock over? Because I would like to avoid that pitfall, thanks.
Yeah. Where's my parachute? Oh, shit. It's yeah, I still have I did tell you that, but I have a big maternal thing for you, and it's whether it's sibling or what have you, but I kind of felt like after your mamila died that I almost felt like it was inherited. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And so when I see things going on in your life and you post stuff, I'm not a big poster. I don't post my life on Facebook. I do say my things. I make sure I put stuff on Nathan's. It's still going on his Facebook page. Excuse me. But I'm still really proud of you. I'm still we talk like we haven't been missing in each other's lives for a long time. We still laugh. We still enjoy each other's company regardless of what we're talking about. So um you're always a very special person to me. Always very special.
Thank you, Diana. You're always I'm using my daughter's little table tray today, and so I don't want to knock over my computer.
Yeah.
I love you, man. Truly.
Yeah, I love you, man. Yeah.
I wish I'm gonna have to find a Don Knotts and make that my title page for this one.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh, that would be so dang funny.
Oh my
We
gosh.
had the best time with that, man.
I think I may have a picture of it still on like my old cube. Like I think I might have like an actual original picture. But do you remember when we used to have the other pictures and we'd have like little captions written on?
Yeah, we had all kinds of stuff because you couldn't say anything, right? Because
Right.
you like when you're on the phone with a client and I can hear your side of the conversation, I'm like, oh, this whole bag is not happening. It's just not going right. And yeah,
You
and then
just
that's all you'd see is Don Knotts or whomever was
like
coming up
his
there.
eyes
Yeah,
come up and
it was a whole puppet show, man. We had a great time.
we had a great time. Yeah, there was some characters in the payroll world for sure. I
Yeah.
remember having a lady who like there was a different Jennifer there, but somehow she got me on the phone and then it was like she would break up with her regular account holder and then she would only call me and I'd be like, I'm not your account rep, but like I'll do your payroll. I finally had to just take over her account. But she was so mean. I think if she's still there, I think Angelia still has that account to this day. Her name was like
Oh, really?
yeah, she was like off her rocker. And the very last day that I worked there, I ran her payroll and I did not tell that bitch I was leaving. I just was like, okay, thanks, Kim. I'll talk to you next time. No,
Well,
and I've never
we
talked to that
did.
bitch again.
Yeah. 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 Peace out.
For real. I was like, I don't want to make it any worse for my friends, but it's like, yeah, people would glom onto you in the weirdest ways sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember all the guys that would call and be like singing like Paul Anka Diana to you.
Yeah.
And you would always be like, I could tell what generation you're from, which version, like which Diana you call me. Like if you're calling me Dirty Diana, like Michael Jackson, or
Yeah.
any of the other Diana songs out there. But there was always like a specific guy that would sing that Paul Anka song to you.
Yes.
I feel like it was like your Bagel Brothers or something, or Bagel Boss.
It was,
They
and
loved
it was
you.
out of New York. It was out of New York, and he would be like, "Wait, I gotta go get my wine." Oh, excuse me,
Oh,
go get your
pardon.
wine, man. Don't let me stop you.
I gotta say, I loved my New York accounts. Like I had somebody that ran for Condé Nast, and this guy would call me, and he was just like he wasn't a gal on the go, but that's the only way I can equivalent it. Like he was just on the move. Like he'd call me from like a cab or something and be like, "Hey, girl, how's it going? This and this." They ran some wedding magazine through them, but he'd be like, "I need you to do this and this," and I don't think I'm talking out of, any kind of like privacy because they're a publicly
Right.
traded magazine and stuff, but they were actually really super nice people. Like the people you think would be dicks to you were amazing to you. And then the people that you
They're
were
just
like, yo,
straight
you should
through.
be humble pie, bro, they were so mean.
The I got along better with New Jersey and New York and all them guys because I was straight and they were straight. Um, it was funny too because I had one lady I had to take her payroll over because um I don't know what happened, but she was like, she called up, I answered the phone, it was random, it didn't come straight to my phone.
Hmm.
And she's like,
My
as soon
husband.
as I answered it, the first thing out of her mouth was, don't you people tell me how to talk. And I'm like,
Okay, baby. Tell me what
uh, okay. I mean, English should be good. We got it. I mean,
I can
what do
transfer
you
you over to my girl Corral if that's the problem you got.
seriously, dude? I got it hooking up and I go, I don't understand. What are you trying to say? And she goes, oh, they all told me that I can't talk and I have an accent. They can't understand me. And I'm like,
Okay.
okay, can we just restart this call? Because I'm
I speak New Yorker. What's up, baby?
yeah, get in the car. Let's
Getting the
go.
talk the con Harvard yard.
Then get in the car.
I had a lady out of Massachusetts, and she would say 40 in such an unsettling way to me. It's probably like my undiagnosed autism. I would have to I would talk over and I'd be like 40, 40, because she would say it in such a weird way it would upset my I don't understand. I've never had this happen in my life, but her mom would call and say it and it was no problem, but the way she pronounced that word, it was like it made me physically want to like vomit. And I don't understand. Like it's hard, like it's insane when I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah, I
But
know, yeah.
like I can still hear it in my head and I want to be like, "Oh." There's something about the way she said the word 40. I just couldn't handle it. And I would
Oh, that's so
all the
funny.
time, or I would hurry up and call the office.
Yeah.
And I would get her mom on the phone instead of her. And she was a really nice lady too. I felt bad, but I was like, I can't listen to your accent, dude. I,
Oh, that's so funny.
I was just thinking about a guy the other day. I was telling my husband, I cannot remember his name anymore, but I could see his face in my head. And it was one of my favorite accounts. And I had talked to him on like a Thursday or a Friday. And you know how we have like the passwords and stuff. And so this lady called and she's like trying to talk to me about their account. And I'm like, honey, I can't talk to you because you're not on the account. And I almost was like, okay, bye, and she's like, I can't remember his name. Let's say Richard. She's like, Richard died. And I just was like, what? And I remember I had to get off the phone with her, and I remember going, I think you were there. Well, I know you were there, but I don't remember if I saw you that morning or not. But I remember I had to go to the bathroom and cry for like 10 minutes and get it together and call this lady back. But like, I love that guy. He used to just call me random. I think he was a friend of Dorothy, if you know what I mean. But
Yes.
he used to call me, and he was just a sweet, sweet guy. And even after he died, like I didn't know him personally, but like he even came to
Mhm.
visit me. Like I was driving down the street and all of a sudden I just like felt this presence with me and I was like,
Richard.
yeah, shame on me. I can't remember his name right now.
That's okay.
But
I did have one that I broke down was an older lady, and they were from New York, but she and her kids had a business um in Florida,
mm,
and I would take her payroll. And when she passed away, I had a hard time
yeah,
because I used to talk to her about everything. I mean, if somebody were to go back and listen to some of that shit, they'd be like, damn. But it was just sometimes people clicked. It just sometimes you connect with people and it just made it that much more special when you got to hear from them every week or whatever, you know?
it did. It did. It
Hmm.
really did.
Hmm.
Like, and I had like a random weird account that the account manager was in New York, but the guy was in Israel. And so it took me a long time to understand that like they were not in the US, but the rep was running their account in the like it was probably a laundering thing now that I'm older and look back like
Right?
what are you guys doing? But anyway, I digress. Yeah, we've seen some weird shit go on there, but that
Yeah.
guy would email me and it was like a one person payroll, like like a bi-weekly, probably 80 hours. And but it was like you had to be like very, very, very kid glovey with them. I don't remember the rep's last name, but his first name was Hadley. So if you remember that name, because that guy was a nightmare.
Yeah.
But the account holder himself, like he was so kind. And whenever I was leaving, that was actually one of the few accounts because they were so TLC, even though it was a one person thing, that I made sure I wrote them and the guy was so kind and nice. But it was so funny and weird how you had to be very like a therapist almost to some of these people. It's like we're just trying to run your payroll, honey. Like or the people that I know we're totally talking about Nathan and Loss and now we're talking about payroll because that's how we vibe. But
They
like
coincide.
they would call you and they would just be going through moments and maybe it was because we were just there for them and they would just be like, "Hey, I found out I have cancer." And I had quite a few clients like that where they would just call and they would talk. They'd be like, "I'm going to chemo," and they wouldn't even be running payroll. They would just call and talk to you and I'd be like, "That's fine. You
Yeah,
got me out of the queue, baby. Let's talk."
that's right. Yeah, all day.
But they started that backline bullshit. That's when I wrote
Yeah.
that song Backline Bling after the Drake Hotline Bling song, and I used to play
Yeah.
it for everybody. I can
Yeah.
still remember it. I know when that backline blings, that could only mean one thing. That means I ain't answering it. Why would I answer that back line? It doesn't count toward my phone time, and then you bitches are gonna say I'm not on the phone enough.
That's right.
Off. That's
That's
why
right.
that's why I gave them a very short notice and I went on to Metro, who was amazing to me. I probably would have still been there had we not moved.
Funny story is that I interviewed there after you left, and I didn't know if I wanted to interview at all. It was just something I was like, yeah, let me check it out. I wasn't.
Was it that asshole Joe? Because he's not there anymore, and neither is the lady that was there, the Eileen or Aileen, I can't remember
I
the name. Dark.
Yeah, I think it was, but so what happened was is I did meet Joe, but Eileen's the one, we're just calling her Eileen now, it is the one that interviewed me, and I said I'm not really sure if I want the position. I just want to see what's going on, and if it fits for me because I have a job.
Mhm.
Uh, and she had told me, I don't know how you feel about it, but you better pack your shit because I want you to take that position.
Mhm.
Um, And I guess Ed had some family members, family member that got put in there instead. And my office would have been next to the one you were in.
I know who that is actually, and she's lovely. That actually ended up being Ashley, who worked with Joe's husband. He was married to a man, but he had children from a relationship with a woman. I digress, but I have to state this for the context of like she worked at, ironically, Ashley Furniture, and her name was Ashley with his husband, and that's like the nepotism that went down. But she ended up being like, I'm still friendly with her. She's a
Yeah.
she's a lovely lady, but that had nothing to do with her. But yeah, Joe was a real weirdo. Um, he's not there anymore. Both of them left not long after I left. And then the older lady that works there, she had been there since like the late 60s or something. Like she was like way past retirement, but she was very much with it. And I think she's gone now. I think Ashley may be the only one still there from the original
Wow.
crew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know if she's still there anymore, but I know that they moved out of that old Deaconess Hospital. They moved over into like maybe Independence or something. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I don't even know if that hospital building is still there anymore.
I haven't gone past there for a long time. I'm thinking it is not,
Mm.
but I don't know that for sure.
My office was the old morgue. There was still a drain in the floor. And you know what though? I never had any problems in there. The rest of that building I did, but the actual like my office morgue room, it wasn't creepy at
Nothing.
all. Nothing, but I had the shit scared out of me other places there, but
Oh, geez. Not
not in the
there though.
office that I thought would be the creepy one. Nope.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know
Good time.
we should talk again. We should talk about the, how we like to get into our tarot cards and our other stuff that we like
Yeah.
to talk about. I'd love to talk about that another time, but yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Diana, I just I'm gonna get this wrapped up and I'll
Yep.
edit this. It's probably gonna take me about 2 weeks to get this one up. Um, I do
You're fine.
have something ahead of you that I recorded. And I'm trying to do like a weekly upload. So I'm trying to just build up, we're
I'm
newer.
proud of you.
Hey, thank you. I'm trying to be proud of me too, but it's more like, you know what? At the end of the day, I just like talking to people and I just want
Yeah.
real authentic, like somebody made a comment to me like, where's your microphone? I'm like, I don't need one. It's the computer. Like okay. I mean, if I sound like crap, then I'll add one, but it's like it's not about
You don't.
whatever's going on here, it's what's going on here. And
Right.
I want authentic, real life. I don't we don't need the splash, we don't need the background music. We don't That's all superficial.
Right.
I want realness. And so I hope that, anybody, I would love to talk to anybody. And not because I'm like desperate for, I just like talking to people. It makes me feel good, but I love the connection.
Right. Yeah. And you've always been that way. And that's something that I know people around you know that about you too. So um I gave you my real self, girl.
Diana, you did. You gave me the authentic Diana. Nathan, thank you for joining us today because the whole time you were talking and when you started talking about the buzz and stuff, that happened to me twice. I had it here. I don't know if you saw me like kind of look around for a minute, but like
He's around.
yeah,
He's
I was
around.
like, I know it. Yeah,
He's around. And you're sensitive enough about it. So next time we have a discussion, we'll do all that other stuff and get into that.
I know. I know. I could probably make a whole other channel, but
I'm telling you.
I know I kind of feel like it's a little oversaturated, but that's just me. Maybe it's my insecurity of like, no, who's gonna pay attention to me? And when I have funny dreams and stuff. You know what I mean?
You know what? You you don't do it for what everybody else wants from you. You do it for you. And if other people get something out of it for that,
Yeah.
then you did good. But this is something more therapeutic for yourself, and it just happens to involve everybody else that may or may not have had that situation. And if that's the case, and we can make people laugh, and you can um, get out some good content, meaningful talk,
Yeah.
um, coffee talk, you
I
know,
That's all I'm saying. It's like there are real people out there with real things and not this superficial thing or not, whatever.
yeah.
I'll never turn down a energy drink sponsorship because, that's a whole other side story. But
Well, you go on with your bad self, girl, and
beyond that, like, I just I just like talking to people. I just
just be
want it.
you.
Yeah.
Yep, just be you. I enjoy it, and I like hearing everybody else's stories. I most definitely like the older people's stories about like 1940s, 1950s, the 30s, when some of those people are not around anymore. But at the time that I got to hear their stories, it was like magical. I could just jet back there and be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool! That's so cool! That's so cool! You had who? What?" And
True.
oh,
They
it's
America was
awesome.
very and racism and everything aside, America just as America was a completely different world. Even in the 80s when I was growing up, like I can see the huge difference. And
Absolutely.
and it's sad that the kids today don't get to experience that.
Right.
They're definitely being robbed of a really good just live your life, fall down, get back up experience. And I try to give that to my kids. Like I try to incorporate some things, but also because I'm an older mom, sometimes I feel like I'm their grandma a little bit. Like I'm going to be 46 this year, Diana.
Lovey, you know what? And I'm just more than proud of you, and you look beautiful, and you've handled yourself very well, and I'm very
I have always
excited to
moisturized,
see
baby.
you.
People might have called
And
me fat, but nobody ever denied my face card. I've never been called ugly, boo.
not even for a second, inside or out. And but the thing is too is, one thing I want to comment on. I know we got to wrap it up, but failure isn't defined by falling down. Failure is defined by not standing back up. So it doesn't matter how many times, just because you tried something 850 times and didn't get it, that's 850 times you learn how not to do it. But that 851 time is magical because you did it. And therefore, how could all the other times be a failure if you got to the finish line, right?
How very
You
true.
so and it's the same thing with death of just to wrap it up, just death of a family member. Everybody has different ways of dealing with loss. Whether whether your family member is so lived their life already to a really long extent, and it's coming, whether it was an accident or a freak of nature, whether it was medical, um, the bottom line is everybody has to grieve differently, and everybody has their own way of grieving. There's no book. They could tell you the 7 signs of grief. What the fuck ever. Okay. If you are not, the people that surround you are more important than anything. And when you get to a little bit of clearing in the clouds, you'll find something that will pull you back. If you need help with something, reach out. If you need antidepressant medication, if you need um, to start weightlifting, whatever it is that you need to do, just remember that You're strong enough to come through any of that. Without without death, none of us would be here.
Yes.
You know, we would have overpopulated the earth and everything. And going back to our tarot cards, um, we're all spiritual. So just because the body is not here anymore doesn't mean that we're not here anymore. So
Energy
take your
never dies.
time. No, and energy never dies. Take your time, be who you are. Don't let other people tell you how long or how little it should take for you to get to be who you are. Will you be different? Absolutely. But
Yeah.
just do it for you. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Just do it for you. Make sure that you're okay. Make sure that you're doing what you need to do. If you need to sleep with your son's dirty clothes for a week and they stink like fucking shit, that's what you do. And no one's ever going to tell me any different. And nobody's ever going to tell me that he doesn't pop in and out. So, y'all do you. Do you. We're all going to be there. We all are going to be there.
I agree. And I think it's also the how you internalize it and accept it and feel like, yeah, in my life, I feel like, yes, my fear of death is just making sure my children are going to be okay and safe.
Absolutely.
And as long as my children are fine and they're supported, and that's my only fear of death. Beyond that, I feel like it's a part of a transition into another form. And maybe we come back here. Maybe, I don't know.
And
And
maybe we don't, or
maybe
maybe
we
we
don't.
just live in
Maybe
a
there's
different time.
absolutely nothing and everything just goes up.
Oh, no,
And
no,
how would you know?
no, no, no,
I don't believe
no.
that, but I'm just saying that there's somebody out there that believes that it just turns
I
off.
know, but I can't.
Well, I don't believe that.
And not with Nathan being around the way he does and shows me
And
from
that's
time to time what
exactly why
he's
I don't
doing.
believe it, because I've had
No.
too many things happen, like when I had my miscarriage, like as before I even knew I was having a miscarriage. It was 2 weeks after my mom died, and I was awake, Diana. Eric was, I should beep out his name, but whatever. My husband was in the bed with me. I try not to say people's names, but whatever. And I felt her on this arm. It was, and the way that your mother touches you, I
Yeah.
felt my mother's hand.
Yeah.
I was not asleep, but I had my eyes closed, and I could see her, and she said, "I'm sorry." And she was gone just that quick. And the next morning I started bleeding. And it was like, that was some comfort to me that I knew my mom had my baby.
Hmm.
I think that baby came back to me and my son. That's my personal belief. But I mourned that baby. I named that baby, and there's been times where, I've said even in front of my husband, like, about three kids, it's like I have another child. They're not with me right now physically, but I have a third child,
Hmm.
and I always will.
Hmm.
Um I had my kids at this indoor like play park thing, and this lady, as we were going to leave now, and I have to say this without sounding like I'm prejudiced, because I'm not. This is a predominantly Mexican community. So a white lady with two little blonde kids sticks out because we don't look like everybody else. And that's all I have to say about that, so I can give context to what she said to me. This was for like ages 5 and under, this, you know, this particular place. And
Hmm.
as we were walking out, we were one of the first people there. So it was like an hour thing, and then you leave. Well, this lady walked up to me and she said, "Where?" she goes, "Where'd your baby go?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" I said, "My two kids are with me." She goes, "No, you had three kids with you." And I go, "No, I don't. I have two children." And she goes, "I'm telling you, I saw a third kid with you." And I said, "Well, what they look like?" And she goes, "Just like the other two." And I said, "Okay." Like, but this lady was adamant. And then she was like, "Well, maybe I'm confused. Maybe there's somebody else here." And the lady in the front goes, "No, they're the only white people here today."
Right.
Like you didn't see another blonde kid here. That was it. Those two are the only ones here.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I believed her. Like she was very like she was more
Absolutely.
concerned of like, "Hey, where the hell did your kid go?"
Yeah. How come you're not looking for your kid?
Yeah, like how are you gonna roll out with just two? Where's your third
You.
kid?
Right. So all
Oh.
white women do that? What the hell?
I was like, "No, I'll take all my
Yeah.
babies with me, thank you."
I take them all.
Yeah, so I mean, it was, stuff like that. She had no idea. And
Yeah.
at that time, my kids were like 2 and 3. They were very, very young. So I don't know what to say about that other than it stuck with me.
You know it yourself. That's all I got to tell you. You know.
I do. I know.
Between me and you know.
I do know. I know. It made me feel good. I was like,
Yeah. That a girl.
it made me feel good.
Right.
Diana, you're a straight gangster. You're a
I appreciate you.
you're a dragon.
Yep.
You're like a Komodo dragon.
Oh, you think so?
I think so. Although
I'm
maybe
good with that.
you're like the dragon from like the Sleeping Beauty. Rah! I
Yeah,
know
I
you're
do have
Tendervittles
fire.
on the
I
inside. I
am
won't
pretty
tell nobody.
fiery. Yeah, I'm pretty fiery. Yeah, I tell people not to tell nobody about that shit. Nobody got to know.
You're
That's
right.
right. It's
Same with
between me and
me.
you. Yeah,
Start off being a bitch, and then when you earn my trust, you could find out about my gooey center. But until then,
right. That's exactly correct. If you have enough balls to come to me while I'm on fire, then you have enough balls to see me when I'm
it's true. This
being nice.
this side of you is the side of you that I know I've seen, but I know very few have seen. So I'm extra proud of you for like being so open and so forthcoming
I told you whatever you needed, I'll take care of it.
and you did. And honestly, Diana, and of course, I'm partial because every person I talk to, I have like the greatest time, but anybody watching this, I hope they enjoyed this. I hope that they got to see a little insight of like the fun and depth of this beautiful lady here and
Oh,
a ride or die sister, somebody
absolutely.
that will come for you and snatch you up and say, "Kid, you fucked up, but I got you. Let's go."
Get on the back of my bike and
Get
ride.
on the back of my bike and ride.
Right. That's right. I enjoy you very much. I wish you a lot of success. I hope to come back and talk more about some other stuff.
Yeah, you pick the time. Next time you want to come on with me, honey, you tell me what we're talking about and we'll talk.
All right.
I love you so much. My love to your family and congratulations for the upcoming impending birth of your next set of grandchildren.
Twin.
I know, you were the second person in 1 week of somebody back in Ohio that messaged me and said they were having grandchildren that was a set of twins. I was like,
Ooh, something's in the water. Good thing I'm
everybody's
not
gonna
in
be in
Ohio no
everybody's
more.
gonna be in Twinsburg for the festival.
Right.
All right, honey, I
You
love you
take
so
care.
much. Take
I love
care.
you too.
Have a
You
wonderful
too.
day. I'll talk to you soon.
You too, honey.
Bye.
Bye bye.